Hey everybody, this is Master Cloud, and I am back for some more The Lord of the Rings, The Battle from Another 2, The Rise of the Witch King. Today's matchup, a 1 vs 1 on the Fords of Isen, another match from that April 2015 GameReplays.org tournament that was hosted. Today's matchup is going to be between the players Megrim, or in this case Swegrim, spawning in the upper left-hand side as the dwarves, and against his opponent in the bottom right-hand side as Mordor, it is going to be Senne. That is just how I'm going to pronounce this name. It may or may not be correct. I do apologize to this player if I am indeed pronouncing his name incorrectly, but it is going to be Senne, and he is my favorite race, Mordor, and he is going up against one of, if not the best, one of the best players right now in Lord of the Rings, The Rise of the Witch King. Now, of course, you guys may remember Megrim here from the previous tournament, who was basically able to literally just roll over some of his opponents with both his tactics and his skill. So very interested, I'm really should say interested and excited to see what tactics he'll be using this game in order to potentially take out his opponent. Now, Senne no doubt knows this himself and has actually gone for a pretty economic opening couple of slaughterhouses himself, and actually has a builder moving up to the north, could just be for an additional slaughterhouse, and is actually producing some orc warriors, and already has some orc archers queued up as well. Of course, guys, in case you are not familiar, this is from the this is a 16-round tournament that took place at the very end of April, hosted by GameReplays.org. And it is all played on patch 2.02 version 4, so the most recent version of the patch out. And of course, the map here, Fords of Isen II, one of many players, or one of the favorite of many players, as most of the games, as I was taking a look through the replays, can just tell that most of them are in fact played on this map. So we will be seeing this map a few more times. There are a few that were not played on this map. Some of those I've already casted. So if you want to see some of those additional 1v1 games, definitely head back and take a look at them. They are definitely on my channel. And actually, Senne here gonna get a couple of early hits off on the builder of Swegrim, who is pulling this back now and manages just barely to get that out in time. The eye spell being utilized here by Senne, and that is going to be my personal favorite choice to use as that first spell. And now these orcs moving around the backside will get some good hits off here on the mine shaft, but I think with the guardians out, they should deal enough damage that they can cut through these orcs quite quickly. The eye needs to be slightly moved to the north here in order to actually grant the bonus to those troops. So a little bit of a mistake here by Senne. Does have the knights around, but does not have that eye in the right position, no doubt focusing on other tasks at the moment, as there is plenty of dwarven mines going up all over the place here on the right hand side. Our mortar player needs to get out additional units, is going for a couple of Haradrim as well as a few more orc archers, but I think Megrim here pushing forward with these dwarfs, able to clean up that first attack by Senne. Now moving with more dwarfs to the north as well, and Senne getting a little overpowered, I feel like, needs to get out some additional buildings and additional units. Does not have a ton of resources, though, to work with at this point, and there are plenty of units now moving in along the south side as well as the north side for Megrim. And already we see a pincer tactic coming in here by Swegrim. The forces of our Mordor player here going to be in a decent position to deal with this. However, I don't think he's spotted this right now, and these units very slowly moving along the bottom side here, as we have almost a little bit of lag built into the replay, I feel like. Although it could be because I am rendering an additional video right now. Of course, Andy versus May Shadow, I just casted moments ago, and is in fact combining right now. So that may be causing a slight amount of lag, but I feel like it's something a little bit built into the replay here, depending on who is hosting the game. Now it looks like these Haradrim might be able to get this mine shaft. We'll be able to take that out. These remaining orcs now retreating back to defend the attack here, but these dwarves so powerful, especially with that rally call having gone down. Take out one of those orc pits immediately, and Senne here going to lose an additional building, and at this point is basically backed into a corner. These dwarves all over the map at this point. These archers not being utilized here, and will start to do battle with some of these guardians who haven't put in the offensive position. I don't think he actually needs to do that in order to take these units down in one swing, but nevertheless, he's not going to take any chances right now. Trying to stay ahead is Swegrim. These Easterlings now moving around the back left side here. There aren't too many mines over here for them to actually deal damage to, though. It looks like those guardians were picked off by Senne's troops, but he is going to be losing his builder now to the north side, as well as a slaughterhouse, and I think at this point he is basically pinned back in his base, as he just does not have the wherewithal to deal with the multitasking ability of Swegrim here, who is going to be taking out these Corsairs. We actually have Corsairs on the field right now, and a couple of Haradrim Lancers as well. So here we go. Here's a nice tactic by our Mordor player, as he gets out those Haradrim Lancers, is going to get a run through and a second run through as well on these Dwarven Guardians. And this is definitely catching Swegrim a little bit off guard. Will clean up the units in the back as well. The Corsairs actually going up to level 2, and these archers actually dealing a significant amount of damage from the back side here. And all of a sudden, our Mordor player here looking to be in okay position. He still has those Easterlings around the backside as well. I mean, there's plenty of mines around the map here for our Dwarven player. But for the time being, it looks like that the attack has been held off, and that Senne, sitting in an okay position now, needs to move to the north and take out some of these mines, needs to utilize these Easterlings. There's not really a mine in range. I guess you could maybe move over here and begin working on that Hall of Warriors, but I think for now he's forgotten about this troop and is instead utilizing his troops at the center of the map. We'll be moving those Haradrim Lancers now to the north and can pick off these mines. Let's check if they're actually full of units. It looks like there are a couple units in, and they will be unloaded from this one. But the Haradrim Lancers have this round, might be able to get this before they can make it around to the backside, but Senne not going to risk it, going to pull those away before the damage can be done to them. Meanwhile, his other troops sitting in the center, Haradrim Easterlings. I guess they're just called Easterlings. Nevertheless, they are part of the Haradrim force, or race, or whatever you want to call it, but are continuing now to search for additional mines. Might be able to find this one if they continue along that upper path. Don't necessarily want to get in too close to that fortress. We do have a huge Dwarven army now moving to the south, choosing not to engage those Haradrim Lancers to the north. In fact, they will go down to the battle wagon there. These additional Haradrim Lancers now out on the field. Senne needs to pull his forces back here in the center. The Dwarven mineshaft going down here as well. Let me just unload those troops for him. No, I actually can't do that, but nevertheless, it would be kind of fun if you actually could do that. I don't know how that would work though, but nevertheless, this attack going to continue. The Corsairs now engaging some of these pikemen. He's trying to take out the pikemen so that his Haradrim Lancers can deal that extra damage, that charge through damage for the remaining forces here, as there's only one group of pikemen in this group, and these Corsairs focusing them down. I like the tactics here that Senne is using, although he should try and get some additional structures out on the field. Right now he actually has 2 Haradrim palaces, has altogether decided not to go for any additional orc pits at this point, and is purely focusing on that Haradrim palace tech. Meanwhile, on the upper side, really sort of the upper center side here, some more dwarfs going to be engaging the remaining units of Senne that had moved across the map. Here comes those Easterlings from the north, might be able to get this mine now. Those Corsairs in the front doing a pretty good job of actually dealing with these dwarfs, but here comes the battle wagon. There is no pikemen in the front here. Those Easterlings around the backside, a group of Guardians now out as well from the mine. And with the Corsairs down, there's nothing in the front to take the brunt of the damage. The battle wagon going to clear out most of those archers, and the Guardians, even if this goes down, it's going to be several units sacrificed for a pretty small gain, I would say. And at this point, Senne going to lose those units as well here. Meanwhile, back in the base, these Haradrim Lancers cannot deal with these units, trying to run through, get what damage he can, but there's still pikemen in this group. In fact, they are almost up to level 2. If they take this out, they may just get there. and there's not enough Haradrim Lancers here to get as good of a charge through, and I think this building is definitely going to go down. And of course, that is the upgraded one, so he does not want to lose that. Needs to bring over these Easterlings, has them sitting here, needs to bring them over to do additional damage. That fortress still shooting, but I think the Haradrim Palace indeed will fall, and that is going to be a critical loss for our Mordor player here, who's already sitting back and reeling from the damage he's taken here from Megrim. And at this point, it's just going to be a matter of time, I feel like, before the remaining forces of Swegrim do move in and finish off the base here of Senne, who has tried desperately in his first match here, going against one of the best players in the game right now. Actually picks off that builder. That's a great pick off here by Senne, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough, as the map is peppered with the mines of our Dwarven player. Prince Brand out as well, now picking off some of those wargs, trying to get him up to level 2, of course, when he gets that slam shot ability, which has been slightly nerfed in this patch 2.02 version 4. Additional Easterlings now moving forward, but there's a ton of Guardians here, and of course Guardians, the direct counter to these Easterlings. He doesn't have anything to back this up with, no additional heroes. He barely is making income. I mean, he has 2 slaughterhouses on the field, and the Dwarves now producing just additional battle wagons at this point. It's just going to be a mass unit strategy here for Swegrim, just an overwhelming tactic to try now and just produce a ton of low-tier units. He has the advantage. The eye goes down. That's going to be of some help. Is Rally Call available to the Dwarves? Not quite yet. He does have the 10 power should he choose to purchase it. And that and this force now continuing to move forward here from the Dwarves. They are in defensive stance, it looks like, trying to take some reduced damage from that fortress. More Dwarves to the north as well. Prince Brand now moving in. This builder is in danger. That is the last builder of our Mordor player, as Senne realizes that it's all over. He's been overwhelmed by Megrim, and Megrim will go on to win this match, guys. 2-0, and Megrim will advance. I am going to move on. That is the last game I am going to cast from the round of 16. So look forward to that next video. We will take a look at the updated brackets, see who has moved on, and definitely going to be taking a look at some more games from this tournament. I hope you guys have enjoyed this cast. A little bit short but sweet, as I did want to give both of those players a chance to be featured here in the round of 16. Megrim especially, as he is one of the favorites in this tournament, and I would love to see just how far he can in fact go in this tournament, especially without one of the other best players, Maher, being involved in this tournament. So going to be very interesting and exciting to see how far he can actually end up going in this tournament. Guys, once again, hope you have enjoyed this cast. Stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe. All very helpful to the channel and to getting out more videos. Master Cloud signing off for now.